just a little taste. I guess the spell to catch a fade. I'm walking out, my blood got pain. I'm falling down, I float away. I can't control myself, I don't puff and tell, I don't do so well. I don't got no self-control, I'm out my mind and all alone. My eyes are like two black holes. Self-destruct is all I know. Don't got no self-control.
Hey guys, it's Subsoftware here. Welcome back to another video. Today we will be reviewing the new Microsoft Edge browser. We'll be seeing what's new in the browser, is it better than the old one, and is it worth switching over. So let's get into this video. So the new Edge browser was released on January 15th in 2020. It was that time in pre-release state, so it wasn't as good as now's state. However, the new Edge browser is based on Chromium, which lets you add all your extensions on Google Chrome and move them over to Edge. Now, in my opinion, I have my LastPass and A-Star VPN, which run really well here. The new Edge also has a Microsoft extension store. However, it doesn't have a big variety as much as the Google Web Store. So now let's start off with the new UI. As you can see, it looks very similar to when, let's say, I open up Chrome. So as you can see, it looks really similar. You've got all the favorites and saved websites up here. You have your extensions up here in the top right. And then you have all the tabs in the top left. Now if I go back to Edge, as you can see, Edge is just like a more squared up version of Chrome. It's really tried to be Chrome, and in my opinion, they've done really well compared to the old Edge. So apparently the new Edge is much faster compared to the old Edge, and now uses Chromium again, which is a great leap, because before not many people would use Edge. However, now people might think of moving over. Now I've been trying the new Edge for around 1 or 2 weeks. However, I mostly live in the Google ecosystem. So whenever I come over to the new Edge, it's really hard. Let's say we search up Google. Whenever I search up in that bar, it always brings me to Bing. Now you can go into settings and change this top bars into Google. However, always going up there and then searching up here, and now it will finally search onto Google. I don't like Bing. It's there's just something about it. It just doesn't feel as clean and easy to use. And that's the main problem about the new Edge. Not many people prefer Bing over Google. So people would rather stick on to the Chrome. So another new thing about the new Edge is that it's much more customizable. As you can see, the front page looks a lot like Google Chrome. And you've got all your favorites down here and the web. You can go into settings and change it into informational, inspirational, and just focused. However, I like to keep it into inspirational. I think adding a tiny bit more of the customizability, such as going into focused with the Microsoft logo and then having a nice background in the back, that would look pretty good. Now also, when you scroll down here, you can see all your news, just like the old Edge. However, if you don't want to straight up, you can stay at the top. So one main buy off for the new Edge is that it's really less power hungry. If I open YouTube, Gmail, Microsoft, and Matt's Watch, and if I open the exact same on Google, And let's say we go on to Task Manager from here. You can see that Google Chrome uses a lot more memory than Microsoft Edge. As you can see, the power usage is also really high compared to Microsoft Edge. Even the CPU is almost 20 times, which is pretty surprising. So that's one of the main selling points for the new Edge. Sometimes you can see the Google Chrome can go down. However, whenever you're using heavy tasks such as 20 tabs, hard research, and all of that, I would prefer going to Microsoft Edge. Now, you could sacrifice performance for power, even though Edge's performance is not as good as Google Chrome's. And I don't think I would like to sacrifice my whole Google ecosystem all over to Edge. So, therefore, I still often just stick on to the normal Chrome because I'd rather give performance for power. If my computer can run it, then it's perfectly fine. So now let's get on to the pros and the cons. The new Edge browser has some new stuff like the clean UI, the faster services. It is much more customizable and, well, it uses a lot less power. However, the one thing that is still on the fence for me is using the Microsoft account. I use the Google ecosystem, that's why I prefer Chrome and Google over Edge and Bing. Now, for some people that would be good, and I think it would be perfectly fine moving over to the new Edge browser. However, if it is good for you, is the Edge browser good? Well, technically not. It's not as better as the old browser, even though you get clean UI, much faster and all of that. I mainly use the Edge browser as a PDF reader, which I think many people still use it as. And I prefer the old reader other than the new one, because the new one's a lot more cluttered and all of that. You don't get all the features as the old one. And again, you have Bing, which is a no for me. So let's say we open up a PDF from, let's go get one on Google, or let's go onto the UK Maths Trust and open one up for 2019. Now I'll download that onto my downloads. Yeah, I'll replace it. And then whenever I open it from the downloads, it's really easy and opens up into the new old Edge browser because I just uninstalled the new one. So I'll bring out my HP pen right now. And now that I want to do this, as you can see, I have done it here. But let's go on to some harder questions. I'm not exactly going to do this. However, as you can see up here, where my cursor is, you have the pen, the highlighter, and the eraser. Now you can set the computer onto only scanning pen, not in finger. So right now, if I turn off finger, like detection, I'm currently scrolling up and down using my finger. However, I can write with my pen because it knows I'm using my pen and when I'm using my finger. That on the new Edge browser is still not there yet. I wish they bought that feature, and then I can activate it and write with my write with my finger. That's a pretty good feature, and I hope they bring it over to the Edge browser. And I'd maybe even use the new PDF reader if they do that. However, it was a really big hassle for me trying to finish one of these. And if you go back to the new tab on the old Edge browser, as you can see, it is really cluttery. I really hate this. All this news is garbage. Not literally, but it doesn't feel like I don't want any of this. So I guess that's it. That's mainly the Edge browser and the old Edge browser review. I told you the pros and cons. It depends on you now if you want to download the new Edge browser. If you use a Microsoft account, it is pretty well and runs pretty good. However, if you don't, I think you should just stick with Chrome right now. If you have a less powerful computer, I think you should go over to the Edge browser then. That's it, guys. I'll see you in another video where I'll be comparing the Edge browser and the Chrome browser soon. Goodbye.